You just can't keep going on and on and on. You gotta do something with your life, my man.
Why you gotta do that thing, okay? If you wanna do that, no works, okay? Whatever, why no works, and you can do it. You know, in your life, no works.
Listen, Ish,
So,
if you want good advice, talk to Scott. I mean, he's a man of God. He's got his shit figured out. You know, he's gonna help you. You know, develop some type of new business or strategy, so you can utilize this app to make all your dreams come true.
listen, I like your work. I do. I know my background and I gotta overcome. I have to tackle my substance abuse. Once I get rid of that, okay, the sky is literally not even the limit, right? I could learn any language, I could do anything, but I just abuse substances. That's like I'm a functional addict. That's my problem.
He needs to overcome his mama so he can come back to his father.
So it works, okay. You can even though you can make mistakes sometimes it works. Um, think about that. That's when I'm trying to speak English, for example. Oh my God. When I'm trying to lesson every single time you are American on the speech, for example, thinking about your slang and your original ways. But I'm trying to learn it every single time of how can you speak about anything, the words. That nigga sound German. What is the fuck again? Word to mother. I don't care, man. I don't get it.
Ish, you don't understand him.
No, I'm trying. You good though, bro. Like, there's a lot of words that they connect in, they make perfect sense, but there's other words you just deliver them, with a heavy accent. But you alright. If you was lost in America, I can help you find directions. Yeah, we have a lot of accents, different accents. Yeah, so true.
Got you there.
I am here.
You need to tell me what the microphone was. Is this connected to your phone or to your computer?
No, it's I'm on Club Deck, so it's my computer. So you could probably get something like this nice for your phone, but I guess you could get like a Shure makes a microphone you can put in your iPhone. That would sound pretty good. But this is like, it's not that expensive. It's like $69 or something, $70. It's a Samson. It's a microphone that you could plug right into a computer. It could also plug into like an XLR, like a soundboard. So it's just a handheld thing. It's not fancy at all. It's just but it's good. I mean, it filters out. I'm in a terrible room for acoustics right now. The ceilings are high. It's open, and there's not a lot of stuff to. Like the walls. There's just a lot for sound to reflect off of, but it cuts on the background noise, so it's not picking
like
up the.
Is it like a Bluetooth one, like you put it on your?
No, it just plugs right into my computer. I'll put it in the chat. Hold on, let me find it.
No, I'm just trying to look for something similar in Switzerland, but I don't know if I will be able to find it.
You could probably find this.
You gotta get out of those panhandling countries. You gotta get out of those panhandling countries. Get out of Europe.
No. I'm good here in Switzerland.
You can get Amazon in Switzerland, right, Issa?
No, we don't have Amazon. I mean,
what do you have?
I order sometimes from Amazon, but I have to order it from the UK or Germany, and so you need to pay for the delivery fee.
Okay, that's the microphone. Oh, it won't put it in the chat. It won't put it in the group chat for some reason. I don't. Yeah, it's not letting me do it. That's weird. Sorry, I'm trying to put it in the chat. I'll send it to you on Twitter. DM it
Oh
to
yeah, you want it? Okay.
you. Yeah, I'll send it to you. Yeah, it's not. I mean, I'm sure you can get it in Switzerland. It's a very common mic.
You waved at me before, and I waved at you back afterwards. But
It's when you left the room. I was to tell you something. I was going to tell you to follow me on
okay.
on X. Now it's X. I hate calling it X. I hate that.
Yeah, I don't like it either. It just feels weird. The only thing is that I almost never check my Twitter. Messages.
So it's Saturday night and the feeling's right. I got Shavua Tov, it's out of sight.
Who's singing?
Wow. That was
Nice.
something. No, that wasn't me. That was Edmund. That was
Oh, Edmund.
It's Shavua Tov and I'm feeling right. Oh yes, it's Shavua Tov, it's out of sight.
Do you have another day tonight, Edmund?
No, I'm about to go stain my my deck on my balcony and go finish up some gardening. And then I'm gonna take a hot bath, play with myself, and go to sleep and heal my body.
I got this bro is singing like Bruno Mars. Oh my gosh.
Hey, so you were asking about women the other day and dating. I was on Tinder today, and I reduced all my likes. I just swipe on like everyone to see if anyone will swipe back. But I was out of likes, and not everyone, but oh my gosh, this woman. I was out of likes. I would have liked her. She was just so. There's something about her. She's kind of like. She does look like a lefty, but she's which I like. But she's just like.
Hair?
No, she's. You know what? I'll send you her picture on the Twitter thing because I screenshot it. So
that look like okay, send it.
Okay, I'm gonna send you, and you tell me if this woman reads Ayn Rand because I know she doesn't. Okay, I'll just tell you that this woman does not read Ayn Rand.
I knew, of course, of Ayn Rand, especially in school, when I did politics, but I never really read Ayn Rand, and I just started reading about a couple of years ago, and it was Brian. Do you know Brian C?
Yeah.
Okay, so Brian, one day when I met him, he heard me talk, and he asked me like, "Hey, have you ever read Ayn Rand, or are you into Ayn Rand, or whatever?" And I said, "Well, yeah, I've heard of her, but I never read." And then he gave me the best compliment anyone ever has given him, and he said, "Well, that's actually crazy because hearing you speak is like hearing the words coming from her." And I'm like, "Wow, that's actually a compliment, And he's like, "Yeah, I can't understand why is it that you express these ideas like so well without having reading her."
Yeah, but did he then ask you for a date? Was it all just
No, no. He's married. He has children and everything.
Issa, I just sent you the picture to your Twitter. Can you see her?
I'm gonna check. But then he was the one guiding me into like, okay, so read this one first, read that one after, and I started reading Ayn Rand. Yeah.
So what was your sequence? Did you start with Anthem?
Anthem, no, first Anthem, then Philosophy, Who Needs It, after The Fountainhead, and then Atlas Shrugged. I'm still with The Fountainhead. I have read Philosophy 2 times now. I really like it, and I feel like it's very dense, like it starts to get more and more dense, at first it starts like, okay, good, but then you have to pay a lot of attention. I really liked it.
If you sleep with a prostitute and don't pay them, is that rape?
Yo, I just put my two
Is that one?
fingers in the. I just put two fingers in the cat's butt.
What?
All right. I don't know.
Yeah, she
We're
was
not
pregnant.
even. All right. So if you have sex with a prostitute and don't pay them, is that rape? Because an
Not at all.
NFL player is like.
That's theft of services.
Right.
Clearly, she went into it assuming, that there was a mutual agreement, so there was no, she couldn't claim that she was coerced or she was overpowered or all the traditional definitions. So then she expects to be paid, and then you cut out on her. Now, the question is it felony theft over $1,000 or?
But did they sign a contract? Get a lawyer.
Isa, Ayn Rand
You're
dice
really
la
like
verdad.
this woman, really?
Isa, Ayn Rand dice la verdad pura y sin adornos.
I don't understand what you said. Sorry.
I was trying to say that Ayn Rand speaks the truth, pure and without adornment. That didn't Google Translate. Yeah. So I sent the picture to her. What does she look?
Woman, really.
Something about that picture. She just looks so fun. She just looks like, I don't know. She just
Nothing
looks
about her.
cute.
Yeah, they're allowed.
I'm gonna send it to you, or I'm gonna send it to you. I have
No,
your phone.
wait, hold on, Caleb. When you open it, I thought it was Scotty. Maybe that's the reason why he finds her attractive.
It's like the Jerry Seinfeld where he's dating himself.
They look alike. Actually, can I PTR her?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
But I'm out of likes, so I send a link and you can share it so that I can like her tomorrow. I'm gonna see if she'll talk to me.
Oh, did Caleb leave? Caleb.
I texted him the picture. I think she's so cute for some reason.
No, she isn't.
I think she's cute. I really do.
She looks like you, Scotty. Okay, PTR.
I think she's got that cute little short hair and those glasses. I just think she looks like a couple of her pictures. She's like hiking. She just looks fun.
She's like a butch.
This pussy,
Beat this pussy up, daddy. Beat that pussy up, daddy.
Oh yeah. Free Tory, big love, bitch.
Ladies pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. All you ladies pop your pussy like this. Shake your body, don't stop, don't miss. Just do it, do it, do it, do it, do it now. Lick it good, suck this pussy just like you should. Right now, lick it good, suck this pussy just like you should. My neck, my back, lick my and my crack. My neck to my back, lick my and my crack.
That's supposed to be my body. That was my body. I don't think I saw one picture of her. It looks like she's got a little bit of junk. Got a little. Yeah, she's not like, delicious, but she's not like she's got. She's perfect. She's a general manager. It says on her profile she's a general manager at a medical or recreational, like a marijuana distribution center.
Left of the side. Well, maybe you're made for a great time.
Scott, if she wanted you to put a dress on and pretend that you were a woman, and would you do that? Would you fuck her if you had the LARP being a woman?
now. What are you talking about? What do I have to do?
I mean, you just have to call yourself, I don't know, Sarah. Could you do it? I could do it.
This is a meeting of the Dearborn, Michigan PTA, Parent Teacher Association, when they asked about kosher foods in the Deerfield, Michigan school district. Here it is. There you go.
Those were good. Those were good. Allahu Akbars.
Yeah, they were zealous. They were zealous. They were into
Pretty sure they all died after they said that.
Where did Issa go? She took off.
Well, when you're on the app 24 hours a day, eventually you get exhausted at 4 in the morning after you haven't slept in 2 days. But that's just Issa.
Yeah, you can't keep everybody on the whole time. It's just, taking shifts. This is just a testing of the Tesla microphone, which is going very well. I'd like to say it's very pleased with the performance here.
I like how y'all was saying real silent too when I was standing on business. You know what I'm talking about, Scott?
What do you mean stand on business?
That's all good.
What you mean?
You know what I mean. What you mean? What I mean? I don't gotta elaborate. You know what I'm talking about. Say face down, ass up. That's the way we like to flow. Face down, ass up. Let me hear you say. Face down, ass up. That's the way we like to flow.
lowest point in our country's history of women having children. In my opinion, that's because abortion is celebrated by the left, and because the church going from an average attendance of 70% of the American population down to 35% to 30%. That's just my guess, it's anybody's theory. But you see where I'm going with that?
And your theory is probably wrong because the fall in TFR starts well before abortion and all that. That's my objection. And it starts well before other social changes that people tend to index on. So the theory that works is going to be one that helps us understand the fall from 1800 until 1900. And TFR includes child mortality. So what that TFR is showing you is that they had more surviving children. Okay, not that they had more children and then two of them died, and so 7 counts the same as 5. It's showing you that they, strictly speaking, had more children in 1800 than they had in 1900, and that our population growth slowed.
But
our population growth
continues. Okay, I got you. Okay, so we're hitting on the same page. But when you go from 1960, when the fertility rate was 3.5 children per woman, to 1.2 in 2018, what happened from the 60s through today? That's a substantial decrease.
Or rather, the same thing continued to happen, which is that people continued to...
From 1900 through 1960s, 3.5 per child, 3.8 didn't change.
No, it did change. No, it did change. If you've got to look at a graph. Well, no, the Google machine is, you're not looking at a graph. Okay, you can't just pick out 1 or 2 statistics. I put a graph in the chat. You can look at the graph that I sent. Okay? And what you will see is that it declined following 1900, Immediately following the Second World War, it went up. And then it went back down again. And what is that? That is a outlier, okay? That is off-trend data point. In social science, there are a lot of such data points. You cannot figure out a trend, and you cannot expect a trend to be like rigorously like a line, okay? But if you approximate it, then you get your line. And so basically, that's due to another cause. It's certainly not because people became more religious in 1960. They didn't. They became less religious. It's not because the family became stronger or something. It's not because there was less abortion or less birth control. There was more abortion, more access to abortion, more birth control.
I just put my PTR, I just put my graph in my PTR to prove my point.
Well, right now I don't see
not
that.
Right. I mean,
I'm kidding.
Yeah, that's just a kid. Right. So Matt, look, you are being intellectually dishonest. You're bringing shame to conservatives right now. All right? You don't have a very good argument. And this is not the kind of thing to. No, you gotta get. It's a graph. You can't just pick out one point. Okay, you're wrong. That's what you need to do. You need to say I'm sorry and stop wasting my time.
Okay, 3.5 people.
What was it in 1950, Matt? What was it in 1950? What was it in 1940?
let's slow down. Yeah.
3.5 children. I was telling
Matt, what was it in 1950?
Matt, hold on, Jason. Matt, make your last piece. I don't know how many legs you have to stand on, but make your last point, and then we're done.
The average number of children dropped to 3.5 in 1900. 1960, 3.5 children per woman. In 2000 and in 22, well, 2023 is 1.7 per children. U.S. women had 1.7 children on average. That's the numbers the Google machines tell me.
So what are you contributing?
I don't know how to argue with that.
What are you contributing?
It's because abortion is celebrated by the left.
God.
And the church, it is. I mean, they lie up buildings.
No, I mean, I'm not even against
the White House.
you on this point. I just think it's a bad argument.
And also the church is dissolved from 70% attendance down to about 35 to 30% attendance. I think that's it. And it's anybody's guess. There's no factual theory. That's my theory, and other people have other theories. And so be it.
Yeah, okay. All right. Maybe we can put this to bed.
I think the abortion has
Really
the
deep.
power of the situation.
What, Jorge?
I don't know, I think abortion is the cause of many problems in the society right now.
What about birth control? What do you feel about birth control? Let's start there.
Control is the same situation. I think,
Right, but that's a better argument. Let's start with birth control.
But it's
even Elon Musk mentioned this in the past. We need to have more babies because we colonize and even more things with the person. And if we don't replace the generation, maybe we need to use some kind of robots or some kind of automatas. I don't know who to say that, but Elon Musk mentioned that.
Wait, you want people to have sex with robots rather than people so they don't get them pregnant? Is that your point?
No. I mentioned the abortion is the big problem for the society right now because it's fall apart. The rates of births is falling.
Well, this is my whole point. Is that's completely wrong. That's completely false. Okay. It was falling before abortion was widely available. It was falling before birth control was widely available. So abortion and birth control don't matter.
No.
They don't. They just don't matter.
I not agree with you because I think the abortion has to follow everything, and that is the reason
That is assuming the conclusion. That's not an argument. Assuming the conclusion is a logical fallacy.
1 second, Jason. We get the whole abortion made us have less babies argument. We can all write that in our sleep. Jason, will you give your argument to why that's not the case?
Yeah, if we look at the graph that I posted in the chat, You can see in 1900, for example, it was 3.94. In 1910, it was lower. In 1920, 1930, it fell into 1940. Okay, if you can go back to 1800. Please let me finish what I. No, shut up, dude. And if you start at 1800, you can go to 1810, 1820, whatever. It falls all the way to 1920. Okay, to 1930. And so there was no abortion back then, or very little. There was no birth control. There was no feminism.
The groups.
World War II.
Years off.
World War II was not occurring. So if we want to understand what happened here, we have to understand why it fell continuously for 100 years before 1900.
What happened in the 30s and 40s?
What does that have to do with 1800 to 1900?
Okay, so if you're going from, and I see what you're saying, I'm looking at this graph, and I'll make one step to your side, all right? But what I'm saying is that you've got to give, here's a fact. From 1960 through 2020, the fertility rate is almost half of what it was. Okay, I would like to think that it was probably between 1930 and 1940. That's because of the Great Depression and World War II. So therefore, and you can actually contribute 1920 to the virus they had in the teens, and you had World War I, which probably did affect the fertility rate. So the fertility rate, in my opinion, if you take out World War II, take out the Great Depression and World War I, fertility rate hung around 3.5 pretty consistently from.
You should study history.
Let's say,
the Declaration of
from probably the early
Independence.
1900s, and it took a dramatic drop, the biggest drop it's ever taken in this country's history, from 1960 and then through today, and for the reasons I've already said. So I'll give you that from 1800 to 1930. 1930 really through 1960, it was pretty steady. You had some outliers because of the Great Depression and World War II, World War I.
Yeah, this is not. This makes no sense. Okay, what makes sense is for things to continue on trend line. And so we start the trend line back in the distant past to the present, and basically what we see is like, oh, from 1940 actually was not that low relative to the trend line. It was close to the trend line, okay? It was depressed, maybe it would have been, for example, 2.55 or something, rather than 2.42, but it was very close to trend line. And, or what is this here? Yeah, 1935, okay? So it was depressed, but not that much. And then what you see is actually 1960 is an outlier because it stops falling and goes up. Okay, why does it go up? That's where we look for an exogenous cause. The other thing we think about is something called regression to the mean. It is natural for outliers to just fall back down or align with the trend. That is probably not something that needs a deep explanation. So we can't just go from 1900, which is say, 3.94, and then look at 1960, which is 3.6 almost, and say, oh, okay, in between, that was anomalous that those things fell, and then they went up, and then they came back down again. This is what we have to explain, the fall from 1960 to, say, 1980. That's actually on the trend line. What is not is the high values, and the high values is natural that they would just regress to the mean.
Yeah, I think it's a great debate. I just to finalize the debate here, because I give little baby girl a bottle. I think it's my opinion that I think the outliers, you had World War I, World War II, and the Great Depression. That's the reason why it dipped so sharply. But in my opinion, generally speaking, since the early 1900s, birth rate was 3.7 and took a dramatic drop starting in the 70s all the way through today.
Motherfuckers repeating themselves 10 times over. Pointless motherfuckers.
And it's been just a little bit more consistent. We can agree to disagree, and they're both theories. Who knows who's right and wrong? I like to think that the reason why the birth rate fell so much in the 30s, 20s, and 40s, because let me see 30s, 40s, and 50s is because of the World War II, World War I, and the Great Depression. So it took a dramatic drop from the 60s through today.
Well, World War I was from 1900 to 1920. The other thing you got to keep in mind is that wars don't directly affect TFR because we're talking about births per living woman. So the TFR is not changed by a war, except by maybe some exogenous thing. Okay, there's less food or something like that. It's not like all the people
all the men are fighting a war.
That's not really even true, even in very big wars. And it's not ever been true in the U.S. In the U.S., only a small percentage of adults actually went into any of those wars. We were not like Russia, where it was like the whole population, half the population or something.
Then we'll give each other a high five. I'll buy you a beer. Agreed.
I don't talk to Penelope like that. Not too much. It's Penelope's birthday. Oh, whose birthday is it?
It's my birthday. Yeah.
All right, let me play the song since I cash out you. Hey, y'all. I cash out my first. It's Penelope's birthday. Yeah, you gotta cash out. Why you put up the gay flag, faggot ass nigga? We'll support.
Penelope, I love your red butterflies.
Thank you. That's so
Happy birthday, Queen.
Thank you.
Bitch ass up, nigga. What's that ass, nigga? He ain't talking about shit. I don't like how the bitch. 21 came out. You got bad connection. Please remove him.
Everybody want to come.
Penelope, kick him. Kick him, Penelope. Yes, you do got a beam. Look.
Oh.
Bitch ass nigga. Bitch ass nigga. Hey, Oscar gave you a bean because he trying to fuck. Bro, what the fuck you
Oscar,
talking
my
about?
brother. I'm trying to fuck. I thought we was fucking. Why you keep putting me on Oscar?
Yeah, exactly. What the hell?
You just keep putting me on Oscar.
Exactly. This nigga crazy.
Alright, we're gonna holler at you, Tato, bitch.
Cheers, just chill.
Clap the roll, Oscar.
Clap it, go ahead.
Alright.
One of my favorite spaces was when Candace Owens got fired, and then they had a bunch of people on there, and then they went to this used a burner account. He came on there, Jared Boring, Meyer was on.
Did he come off the mic?
Yeah,
Yes.
he was talking.
And he was talking to Jeremy.
Oh my
He
god.
was talking directly to Jeremy too.
Yeah, and that's my point when I say like these are people that I know in the media sphere, and getting to hear them have censored.
See, that was the exciting bit of like Clubhouse back in the day. They were actually heavy
That's
hitters.
my point. That's my point. That's my whole.
No, they're all on. Yeah, they're all on.
It's a shame that Clonehouse has gone down in quality. It was so good back in the day. I fucking loved it.
The fucking day.
I asked Augustus, right? We were talking like Clubhouse, end of Clubhouse season 1, where we were calling that, right? Like, you know, when Elon basically bought over Twitter, they really need to start like looking towards Twitter Spaces because it's inevitable the demise of this place, even though we're very fond of it and whatnot, and even at that, you know, there's no website, there's no mailing list, there's no whatever. You have to kind of have.
You know, some fucking hook-nosed motherfucker's gonna buy this fucking app and shut it down because they want to do censorship. Those fucking hook-nosed motherfuckers.
See, that's what I was saying. I don't know if you were in the room, but that's what I was saying. It would be smart for everyone on this app to start to integrate into something else. I say Spaces because there is some people I prefer to go into their rooms that aren't on Clubhouse anymore that are over there now. Like Sean's over there.
Sean who?
It's known by Sean. He goes by different.
Do you know Peter over there? What about Brian or David?
LeBrian's over there.
LeBrian?
Yeah, and so is Jacques.
Oh.
Yeah, I know Jacques is there with Ashlyn and Lou and my ex as well goes there.
Your ex? Your ex is on X?
Yeah, so Vinny's
my ex is on X. Imagine that.
So that's all I'm saying. There's a lot of people that I'm familiar with on Clubhouse that have already switched completely. So that's why
But do you go to Jacques' rooms, really?
Yeah.
Pardon, you do realize switching platforms doesn't make you smarter, right? You're still the same moron in a different marketplace as you are here, right?
Yeah, I'm super consistent. Yeah, super consistent.
So when Million Man Marathon makes this amazing leap to the incredible Chatter app, you do realize it's just going to be a Million Man Marathon room, but on some other fucking app.
Yep. That's until they shut this one down. That's true.
That's a very, very smart observation.
You know, only 20% of the functionality of Chatter has been built out. Nelson Apega is building the most incredible app the world has ever seen. People have no idea the functionality of Chatter.
Are you going to go and troll Chatter as well, then?
No, I'll just troll them here as they drain more people to go to there. I mean, it's a giant fucking stupid, you know, a circle jerk.
Is that where all, like, the Grant Cardone victims are going now?
Yeah, it's where more victims will go to essentially get fleeced of their retirement savings.
Like, that's a huge push.
Because I came here to troll you, you hook-nosed hating motherfucker.
It looks like you were here before me, bro. PTR order.
I mean, you do need to de-radicalize your Jew hate, T-Robs. You do know that, right? That your Jew hate is unacceptable.
Really?
Where'd that come from?
He's a Jew-hating motherfucker.
He's always mocking him.
Fucking hook-nose hating motherfucker.
I've told him many times I prefer to call them little hats.
Hey, why would you introduce that in the conversation, though, if he's not talking on that?
Why are you introducing about the introduction about what I was introducing? You got anything to say yourself interesting?
Are you a white man?
I do, but probably not toward you.
Well, you don't have to direct it towards me. You are in a social audio room with other people. If you have something interesting to say, go ahead and say it. I've been kicked.
I'm not trying to teach anybody anything.
Because I'm what you don't know, doctor.
I know what now.
No, Dr. Articulate is saying this. Heaven is light skinned, and your boy is light skinned. Therefore, be careful with these light skinned people that try to sleep.
This light skin is unacceptable to this. Light skin
Terrace House light skin.
Yeah, you walk around with no socks on a regular basis. He just wears no socks in his house.
Yeah, Dr. Autistic, man, how you gonna have the answer for everything except how to get your fucking wrist strength back?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means, bro. The other thing is, dumb rooms think because you're right more often, you think you know everything.
That would apply to you too, doctor. That has to apply to you too, doctor.
Y'all don't know enough. There's a lot I don't know, but y'all are never gonna.
There's enough you don't know as well.
There's so much I don't know. It's just unlikely I'll find out in this room.
I just said that knowledge and information, they're not. I mean, knowledge constitutes information, but we just can't be out here saying knowledge is information. That's it, man.
I mean, but isn't it implied that it's information understood?
Yes.
That's implied, bro.
You're right.
Is it implied?
Actually,
The more it doesn't make sense anymore, man. It doesn't make sense anymore.
Motherfucker.
Obi-Wan Kenobi, bro. What the fuck is going on? Obi-Wan Kenobi, bro. You think you got the Force, bro.
Yeah, I mean, jokes don't make you right either. But what I'm saying is, on basic level, we can all agree knowledge is derived from information. Yes or no?
Oh my gosh, bro, stop with the mea culpa. He's
invoking the Fifth Amendment.
And I like that. But he is a guru nigga, yo. Heaven's the goodest guru.
I am a guru.
He's a guru nigga. He doesn't wear socks. He walks around with floors barefoot all the time.
I used to not wear socks, and I did walk around.
Yeah, I know you do.
Only
he be walking around like Erykah Badu. Like, this nigga is cut from the sky.
And that's fucking Nickelodeon black on black. Samoa, you remember last night and shit with Itchy and fucking Loopy were going at it? Samoa was with me. Yeah, that shit, dude, this shit was Walt Disney Presents Autism on Ice. I had to put Jingle Bells on in the background for like 30 minutes because it was so bad.
Nah, I got a military background experience, so you can't really put me in Erykah Badu.
My bad, bro. I just have an instinctive, like, the same way certain people are triggered by, like, Jesus, I'm triggered by, like, unsupported bullshit that people put out. And I tend to be a little harsh.
How do you trigger yourself all day? If I trigger you now, wait till I get my degree and then funnel African spirituality through a
yeah, no, you stay away from that.
What it is that, you know, autist people are fixated on certain things, and you're thinking fixated on it, trying to be right all the time.
No, that's not right. Not being right, actually. I prefer not to be the one that's right at the time. I'm fixated on people not being so confidently wrong. So I don't want to, like, if you tell me I'm wrong, I'll be like, oh, really? Tell me how. I won't get upset if you tell me I'm wrong. But you can tell people get pissed when the people who get pissed when they're wrong are people who just bullshit, make shit up. And there's a lot of people, especially black people, that don't know enough, and they get taken advantage of by people who know a little bit of enough. And that Dunning-Kruger that Nathan does, that all these coons do, all these Republicans, all these Africans, all these crack baby coons, all these people on the app talk about shit they don't know enough, takes advantage of black people. So I enjoy saying, no, let's look that up. And just like we did just now, we all have arrived at the same conclusion. Heffin, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And that is spelled Coonobi. And we can't let that shit go.
No, doctor, let's look that up. You just reframing the frame. You doing what you describing. You a fucking hypocrite.
Right, he doesn't hear
exactly.
I'm the best cook here, though.
Fucking hypocrite.
So the thing is with you, right? What you do is this, man. You look at it with misinformed black people, and you make a mockery in front of them, in front of white people with them.
No,
that's cooning. Yes, that is cooning. Yes, that's the type of cooning you do. And you know what's very interesting about it? You expect that from some light skinned niggas. With you dark skinned, bro. So it's obviously you got that type of behavior. You got that type of behavior. Okay, cool.
I'm the bag.
Cool.
So you're not triggering me. I just want to respond.
Only light skinned people use those type of terms on brown. I'm not light skinned. Anyways, let me land. Let me just land. Okay, but let me land though. Let me just land.
That's so cowardly.
You already had one with me.
Nathan, that's no, I can't. You can't be that cowardly, bro. If I said some stupid shit about you and you wanted to get a clap back,
I waited till you was finished. This is not what I thought you said. I waited till you finished. No, I'm not even finished. You can respond. Let me just land my plane, man.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, so let me land it. And the thing is, what's interesting, we were just talking about knowledge. This information, and I believe you got that information from some bootleg light-skinned ass nigga. And that's the type of behavior will come from light-skinned ass people, where they make mockery of uninformed black people, because that's what they did with it to the Muslim guys. That's how you got that shit from. Should be a man.
No, that's not what happens. And I'll tell you the truth, Nathan. Most of the things that you're wrong in this room about are things most people already know are wrong. The problem is that there's enough of us that have deeply internalized, low self-worth, low self-esteem, depression. Honestly, just happy to talk to white people. And to the extent that there are quiet, self-loving black people on this app, sometimes wondering if there's a point to what you're saying, I believe there's a value, because I think those are the majority of people who are just quietly listening and trying to figure it out. I believe it's important for it to be fundamentally clear who is wrong and who is right. And because so many good-hearted people don't want to pick fights, I don't mind being the right one that picks fights, because a lot of y'all niggas are creating a world in which we can't even talk about slavery in school. We can't. We talk about these things like job programs because white people know there's enough Nathans in the world who don't know enough to care enough, and so they're getting away with an okey doke. And so if somebody's gonna say anything to people, it should be the black people that know things. And if I'm wrong, about anything I'm saying, if I'm wrong about, I swear to God, if there's anything I say in here that you think I'm wrong about, just say, hey, yo, I think you're wrong. We can go through it. But y'all don't really do that. Because you know everything
No, you just keep talking. You just keep talking. That's why.
Everything I've confronted you about, I've been proven right about. And if you want to squabble, now's the time to speak. What is some fundamental things you think I got?
Go ahead. Real quick, Doctor. It says knowledge is awareness, understanding, or skill that you get from experience or education. Information is the facts or details of a subject.
The raw data.
Moving on from that, you can repeat
what do you
information.
Think that proves?
Well, that proves it. Like I myself, I've experienced the I've been the Dunning-Kruger definition, right? That's because I was repeating information. I can't repeat knowledge, right? I have to acquire it and have knowledge, and therefore I can't repeat it, right? You have that definition explains the difference between knowledge and information. The Dunning-Kruger effect, somebody is reciting information that they think that they know, but they don't actually know. But I mean, it's a big difference. Maybe I'm just too much of a philosopher.
But you
mean knowing and understanding.
Do you concede that you can know incorrect information? Like you can have knowledge of false information?
Yeah, I think you have a weird definition.
Yeah, we've been talking about people that are misinformed. Yeah,
that was a question to have.
Yes, you can be misinformed.
I was asking Hefty, Nathan, this is the point you missed.
Like, let's just say knowing a conspiracy. Yeah, you can, yeah.
So do you also concede that false information is still information?
Yeah.
In given that false information is information, can there ever be knowledge without information?
Wait, given that false information.
Given that both information that is accurate and information that is inaccurate both constitute information, can there be
knowledge without information is
that's why I said knowing and understanding.
Information is facts provided or learned about something or someone. So something that's misinformed can't be a fact as well. So either it's a fact or it's not a fact. If it's not a fact, then it's not.
Oh, so you think if it's wrong, it's not information?
The definition of information is facts provided or learned about something or someone. So if someone didn't provide you a fact, then they did provide you information. They provided you.
Misinformation is still information. Why did you make a distinction between information and knowing? Like that was weird.
Because earlier Samoa said information is knowing. I said no, those two are not the same. And I just read the definition. This is not, I guess, the definition. I read a definition that knowledge is awareness, understanding, or skill. My emphasis, understanding. That you get from experience or education. Okay, information is the facts or details of the subject. And I myself, and we know others, have confused details in facts for having knowledge.
Right. Cool. I'm glad you.
Wait. Say it again. Details and facts for having knowledge.
Meaning, you have confused having details and facts about something for having knowledge of it, right?
That is knowledge of something. Having
but it's not necessarily understanding.
Yeah, but it's still understanding.
No, it's not. It's a level. So this is where you introduce levels. It's a level of knowing, but then understanding is where you get to.
You guys using colloquial
are there higher levels of knowing within the context of a specific topic?
Watch this. Have you looked up the?
What do you mean higher? Wait. It's either you know it or you don't. Listen, let's don't make this the same word. It's either you know it or you don't know it. Let's make it where you don't have some knowledge. No. It's a dichotomy, bro. It's either you know or you don't know. So there's information, and someone asks you some question about that information. It's either you know it or you don't know it. If you don't know it, you don't have you have no knowledge of it, right? You haven't extracted the knowledge from the information, or you haven't.
That's not the point.
I'm not disagreeing with that.
Well, do you know God or are you informed about God? Right? Two completely different.
You don't know about God without somebody telling you what God is.
No, that's not true.
That's not true. If you think that's true, show me an example of it where that's true. Because I'm looking at the word misinformation right now. Have you looked at the definition of misinformation? I'll read it for you. misinformation is incorrect or misleading information. Means it's different.
True, not
Which means you can develop understandings that are misinformed, and the knowledge you derive from said misunderstanding is still based solely on information you've acquired, whether it's false
No,
or
you're
not.
using understanding in a different
No,
context.
you confuse it.
What do you think understanding is? We'll just look up understanding.
Don't use understanding as
Understanding isn't about,
misunderstanding.
understanding isn't about whether you have it accurately or not.
What?
So if somebody is
definition.
understanding something that's false, that's misunderstanding.
But it's still understanding.
No,
No,
it's
it's
not.
not.
Misunderstanding.
No, that's not misunderstanding.
Yes,
This
it
person
is.
might. I'm gonna explain why. Let me explain why. The person might come off misunderstood. The person might come off misunderstood, but they're requiring they getting data from the information, right? And that's how they get their knowledge of it. So they don't have a misunderstanding. They know exactly what that thing is saying, right?
Is
They know exactly.
You can be wrong.
Is that
So
Nathan?
that's it. There you go.
You can be
It's not
wrong.
true.
Or not, Nathan?
It's not true.
Okay,
It's
so
true.
there's a
You can be
misunderstanding.
knowledgeable.
No, you're gonna think it's a misunderstanding because it's false, but they have knowledge of it. They have knowledge
Yes,
of
but
that
it's
information. Like you can be an atheist and know about atheism because you have knowledge of personal knowledge where you experienced being an atheist at one point in time. You know,
That's the fair way to interpret that. For instance,
and
understand.
come to a different conclusion. Sorry.
For instance, understanding. Two. So first definition, perceive the intended meaning of words.
Thank you.
So
The
the
intended.
Hold on.
Intended
I'm
is
not
key.
done. Y'all are just jumping on things because you don't
No,
love.
because that's what the context we were using.
There's. I said one
You
version.
just want to use a different
I said,
concept.
no, these are all sufficient definitions.
All right, keep going, Doctor. What's the second one?
Interpret or view something in a particular way. So you can either have an accurate understanding.
That's not the word we're using. Stop conflating definitions.
What? You don't get to just choose
We're
the word.
using the first. Yes, sir. If I'm using a definition, yes, I do.
No,
What the
but
fuck are you talking about?
because the debate
If I'm
was.
using a specific
King, I'm
definition,
explaining
that's
to
the
you.
one you should work with.
No,
Not
bro.
fucking strong
Bro,
man.
King,
Yeah, that is true.
King,
He's giving you his definition.
No,
Yeah.
stop being a rep. King.
No, I'm not being a ref. I'm just saying that's gonna be semantical. Understand what he's saying. He's defining the word.
King, I'm still trying to talk to King. King, the debate was whether you can have knowledge without information. It's important you know that to know the point I'm making is. So if you're making a separate point about what you believe understanding is, that's not the debate being
That's
Okay,
not the
what's your
debate. That's
answer to
not
that?
the debate.
You have
That's
knowledge.
I'm saying that you can have knowledge
What's your
without
answer?
any.
You have knowledge.
Whoa.
He's saying
What's your
knowledge
what's
is
your-
straw
what's
man.
your
He's
understanding?
straw manning. I initially said knowledge is not information. Information is not knowledge. That was my first
And
statement.
then
I'm
to clarify, I said, can you have knowledge without information? And you said yes.
correct now. That's fine. I can be wrong with that. But you hopped in. And that's fine. I will take that. I was wrong. But you hopped in.
You put them on the board.
But please put it on the board. But shoot your three. Shoot your three. But I said that information is not knowledge. Knowledge is not information. That's when you had a point of contention. So let's not conflate the two.
Have you
Why
ever
would you say information is not that's interesting? Why would you say that though? Like, that's clearly false.
Wait, what's false, King?
Knowledge is not information. Why would you say that?
Because knowledge is information is knowledge is derived from the information. For example, as a lawyer, right, when someone comes into the case, right, with all this information, right, what do we know? What do we actually know?
Wait, when a lawyer.
You see why I was trying to shut you down, King? You need to hear where this is going.
No. So they're saying something like, King, I can simplify
We can have a
it so you can
conversation
understand what they're
without
saying.
the sidebar.
But he's saying something like this. Knowledge, right, is information understood.
Okay,
I like that shit.
Yeah, it's a no. So
What are you talking about? Samoa said that 15 minutes ago.
I know, right?
So, hey, I said that 15 minutes ago. That's crazy.
Everybody said it.
Okay.
Well, he didn't say his information understood. He said knowledge. When you add understanding, it's not saying knowledge.
That's a different context. Let's deal with the first one.
Nathan, the only thing I'd add is knowledge is information as it is understood. So
Yes,
you don't
so
have to
knowledge is
understand it
the
correctly.
information processing. Knowledge, the way y'all are defining it, knowledge is the information processing system where the information is processed and then stored as a set of data. That's what that sounds like.
Yes. which is why I'm saying you can't have knowledge.
Because I understand. No.
Nathan, you don't have
So what they're saying,
information.
I see what they're saying. I see what you're saying. So they're saying like this. Listen, they're saying like there's this thing called data, right? Data, and that's what it is. And once someone understands the data, it becomes information.
Knowledge. I'll cut to the after credits. This is all Heaven's desire to believe that you can derive information without any outside influence. Basically, God can talk to you. It is the belief that this is the reason people say information, not knowledge. It's the defense of divine intervention.
The initial statement is that knowledge is not information. You can be informed about financial literacy. It doesn't mean you know financial literacy. Again, like he said, data set collected, analyzed, whatever. It's a data set. You understand. There's a level of understanding.
Stored as they set up.
This reminds me of this.
Right. It's a process. It's a process, right? A data set, whatever. But they are not, and by the law of identity, they are not the same.
Wait.
So the information that you learned last year, and you stored for a whole year, when it comes to being used, if that's not still equated as being knowledge?
It is, but you
acquired it. How are you making? I'm still not seeing how you're making information by its nature necessitates someone having a level of intelligence to know it. So I see how you're making you said what?
How does it necessitate it? If I, like, for example,
right, I just said, okay, I literally just told you. So unless you have a human intelligence, you cannot process the symbols that make the English language, the 26 symbols that form all letters within the English language. Unless you have the human intelligence to process those things and form language, you don't know that. You see what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
Correct.
That was different.
That's a data set.
Knowledge. So you need the level of intelligence, because I wouldn't expect a rock to know English, right? I wouldn't expect for instance, a lower level intelligence
to know English.
But you have the human intelligence to process those 26 symbols and form that language.
Yes, monkeys can have knowledge. This has long been proven. Yeah. Most mammals have knowledge.
Yes.
But I was the processor.
Full disclosure, I've created a framework around information, so just so everybody knows.
So knowledge, hold on. So knowledge is now the processor, like in the analogy of the computer, is now the processor, the mechanism to
It sounds like y'all are defining knowledge as the state of have processed information, meaning the information has already been processed and stored as a set of data.
Yes. Which means that knowledge is to information as matter is to energy.
Bro, there's information you understand. Hold on, there's information that you understand, there's information you don't understand.
Yeah, but first of all, just hear me out. Knowledge is to information as matter is to energy. They are so integral to each other that ultimately you don't really separate the difference between the two. Matter is stored energy, it is still energy. Knowledge is stored information. It is still information, because you can't have one without the other. If you have no ability to perceive something, there's no information to be attained. There's no way to measure information without
doesn't energy perceive matter with the Big Bang Theory?
So energy definitely perceives matter, but it also creates it, and then matter is also just energy in a stored form. So you can't say there's no such thing as matter that isn't energy.
So the one thing that I would, because knowledge itself is contingent on the information processing system or the intelligence that you have, I would say matter and energy is more akin to information and intelligence, because intelligence is the processing system that you have that allows for the knowing.
And the point of King, the reason why I said this, I want more of us to have more knowledge. Even if you have more Dunning-Kruger effects. Just because you have more information, as a matter of fact, we're in the, quote, age of information, doesn't mean you have more knowledge. More knowledge is more valuable having more knowledge is simply more valuable than having more information. You can have a lot of information, but your understanding of that information is what constitutes for.
He's creating a world where those that know less can still assert that they know more.
No, I don't want that. I want the opposite of that. I don't want that. That's not what I want.
The measurement of someone's knowledge is, in fact, the amount of information they have. You just articulated
not having to have as much information and still knowing.
So not necessarily. So
The less
articulate, I know
information
where
that
you're
you
coming
have,
from.
the less you know.
But the reason why the data industry, the data scientist industry flourished was because we had so many data sets, but not enough understanding of how to utilize the data that we have. So just because you have knowledge or a set of knowledge doesn't necessarily mean the efficiency of that knowledge is being utilized. It gets really complex because you need to understand, and I think somebody already said it, contextualizing data is very important, contexting it, because the context of the data is what allows for the upper hand or allows you to do something more efficiently or allows you to, whatever it is, have an upgrade or a leg up on life, however you want to define it. Do you see what I'm trying to say? Data scientists do that.
Yeah, but unbottled water and bottled water. Still water. Unbottled water and bottled water.
AKA understanding. Like, do you know what this data is saying, and to what degree do you know what it's saying? I mean, it's totally different than having millions.
Yeah, because I can be able to count every second of a 24-hour day, but knowing the second that someone shoots a basketball to make a bet that allows me to make $1 million, that's totally different than just having a set of data that gives me every single second within a day. You see what I'm trying to say? Contextualizing data is very important because it allows you to do a lot of other shit than just having a basic data set.
I have a question. Doctor, did you say energy and matter are the same thing? Like energy.
No, he said it's synonymous. The way he said it's
I think the relationship is so close to one another that when someone says matter is just energy in a stored form, they are correct.
Yeah, but you don't agree that energy is matter. All energy is matter.
No, I don't believe all energy is matter, but I believe all matter is energy.
Yeah. How is energy not matter?
Because there's many energies that do not create matter. They can exist in a particle form.
Yeah, matter is very ambiguous. Matter is extremely ambiguous inside.
I thought energy
like what?
No, energy is
ambiguous.
Matter is
pretty straightforward.
No, name a matter that's not
energy. Is the ambiguous. Matter is pretty straightforward.
Yeah, matter is stored energy. Period.
Yeah, I think when we get into quantum mechanics and Higgs
particle. You're not talking about matter on the quantum. There's no matter at a quantum level.
Ambiguous.
No, but matter at oh god, bro. Matter doesn't exist at the quantum level.
To be fair,
what?
To be fair,
matter doesn't exist at a quantum level.
But to be fair, we all exist, or we perceive existence through a mass object world or general relativity. So I don't think, although quantum mechanics is great, it breaks down on the general relativity level. So I don't know how much of, it doesn't really do us any good to talk about a realm we don't quite necessarily understand or really know. We're mass objects, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what we are.
Matter is energy. It is literally a collection of atoms. The quantum universe exists much smaller than the atom.
Yeah.
It's like you're so finite that of course there's no matter at the quantum level.
Yes, there is.
I've been
particle accelerators and watched.
Strings aren't matter, and they're not also hypothetical. We don't even know if they exist.
Matter can also refer to elementary matter particles in nature. Absolutely, muons, tosses, neutrinos. Those all can be definitions of matter. It also can refer to things that are more tangible, like atoms and the basic building blocks. That's why it's extremely context independent.
If you want to believe that a neutrino is matter, that's fine.
It's not about a belief.
If you want to make that argument, that's fine. But my point was that that's still stored energy. There's no such thing as a neutrino that's not energy.
Can you quantify how much energy that it has? Can you?
No, but I don't have to quantify how much. I'm telling you it is. And if you tell me it isn't.
Oh, because you're telling me it is. That makes
you can just find me a physicist that says that there's no such thing as matter that is stored energy. That there's a piece of matter that isn't a conflagration of energy, a combination of energies, particles. There's no such thing as any matter that exists without energy.
I would say this. The physicists that I have spoken to at particle accelerators here in Illinois say something different.
What do they say?
They say we don't know. They do not say what you just said.
They say we don't know that matter is stored energy?
No, they know that everything that you just said is not what I've ever heard.
That's what
we used to say. We used to say that before we have new knowledge.
So what did he say? Well, you don't even know what I said. That's why
like you just bullshit. You don't even know what I said.
What did tell me? No, tell me what I know you. Tell me you know what I
said it 5 times. You're gonna tell me I'm wrong about something. What am I wrong about?
You just told me I was. You're fucking doing.
Oh, you're playing games, bro. I'm not playing games. All I playing is what I believe. No,
because for example,
you have to do that shit in the
basic fit. No, you can talk basic fit.
You know what you're having to take over this. He's telling you he's wrong. If someone tells you you're wrong, but they can't rephrase what you're wrong about, they don't know.
No, you don't understand what I rephrased. There's a difference. You don't understand what I said. For example, the Higgs particle does not fit into anything you just said. So tell me, is it matter or is it energy? Which one is it?
Wait, you're getting it. No, answer the question. I never said all energy is matter. I never said
you said in quantum mechanics, there is no what?
I said there's no matter that isn't stored energy. Right there. Hold on, Kitover. I know you're bored. I said there's no such thing as matter that isn't stored energy.
Get this nigga. Let me be very clear. When I was able to a few years ago go to the accelerator here in Illinois, right? We spoke about because I believe what you believe until that moment, right? When this physicist said to me that matter as a term is extremely ambiguous, right? And there isn't a universal definition that is context independent. He then talked about how we all know that matter can refer to atoms, the basic building blocks of what we think of as material. But it also can refer to. Let me finish before you. Let me finish. Or, because here's the or part, it can refer to what are sometimes called the elementary matter particles of nature, like electrons, muons, the taus, 3 types of neutrinos we know. Let me finish. The 6 types of quarks. Right? All of those, right, which are not, right, the force particles, the ones that you keep thinking about, like photons, right, and gluons and gravitons, right? So when we think about the Higgs particles, this is what he said to me, and the physicists in the room agree with him, right? It doesn't neatly fit into this classification of what we call matter particles or force particles. So I ask you again, if you say all matter is energy, we do know Higgs particle, right, which is a sub, right, unit of matter, right? What does it fit in?
Answer that question, doctor. He got you right there.
Because it can also refer to class of particles that are found out in this wider universe that on average moves much slower than the speed of light, right? Scientists know there are things we don't know.
Long-ass answer. I'm still trying to. Oh my God! You ain't answering his question.
I'm good.
Yeah, you're good because you ran away. I'm gonna tell you what the Higgs is right now. The Higgs boson is a fundamental particle that carries force and is not matter. You can look this up. The Higgs boson is not matter. It's a scalar boson with 0 spin, no electrical charge, a mass of 125 billion electron volts, which is 130 times more massive than a proton. It is energy. Now, I did not say all energy is matter. There's lots of energy that exists without constituting matter. There's no matter that exists without constituting energy. And we know this by Googling again. We'll just Google again.
You should Google. You should Google again.
Yes, rather than bullshitting at math.
One thing does not.
I'm not done. You got to go. Wow. Can matter exist without energy? No, matter cannot exist without energy. Matter and energy are different, but they are also equivalent. You hear that part? I'll read it again. Matter and energy are different, but they are also equivalent and form the basis of all objective phenomena. Matter is anything that has mass, while energy is the ability to do work or to cause or make change. Because every physical object in the universe is made of massive particles, they all have energy simply by virtue of their mass. By virtue of their mass. Moving particles also have a kinetic energy or the energy of motion. So energy can exist without being matter. Matter cannot exist without being energy. You using a bunch of words you heard from a guy who probably didn't say the things you're saying doesn't mean that I'm wrong that matter can exist without energy.
This wasn't about you being wrong.
Matter without being energy.
This was not about you being wrong.
There's no such thing as matter that doesn't have energy.
Corey, you want this to clarify. Just know that. He's reading something. He's reading something because when you read that and you don't know the context what you're reading is, because you're talking about interconvertibility, which is Einstein's theory, right? Do you know anything beyond Einstein's theory? That's my question.
I only know the things I know, and I don't even
Exactly my point. So don't say something is,
but
you
you
can
said
be wrong. You can be wrong. It's a matter of fact.
Bro, I didn't say I could be wrong. You haven't substantiated that. Can you show me?
No, I did. I did. You didn't Google what I said. You Googled something that confirmed your bias.
All you substantiate is that there's energy that doesn't matter.
You Googled something that confirmed your bias. Try something else.
No, I didn't.
You did.
The question, Jacobus, the question, all I asked was that it's not a biased question to go, hey, can matter exist without energy? That's not a bias.
It is biased if you under Einstein's theory. Go beyond it. I did. Look up
Terrence Howard shit. I said Terrence Howard before, and you are.
You're right. No.
Yeah,
I think you're one of your right. Absolutely, you're right.
Show me matter that doesn't constitute energy. Just show it to me.
Doesn't exist. But Dr. Articulate, are you? You said I know only the things that I know. Do you inform only the things you inform, or do you know? Do you know things? Do you know only the things that you know, or do you inform only the things that you inform?
The last part isn't it?
Oh shit!
Exactly, because information is not knowledge.
Wait, not exactly. Why do you think exactly what I'm saying? What you said wasn't English. What you said was gobbledygook. That doesn't. You can't say exactly to that.
Whoa! Say that one more time.
He just demonstrated. Corey just demonstrated the difference between being informed and being knowledgeable or something.
What?
Yes, he did. I heard him say that.
Corey just demonstrated the difference between being informed and being knowledgeable on something.
But the point is this: if we stop trying to be right and wrong, I don't care about right and wrong. I'm saying don't Google something that confirms your bias. Try looking at something that's not.
That confirms my bias.
He sees it as a constitution.
This is basic relativity. You have a form of science that.
I agree. Basic relativity. It's very basic. I actually agree with you on that point. I'm saying go beyond that.
But at the quantum level, you're no longer talking about matter, so you don't even understand.
Your only understanding of that so far. I say, okay, doctor, you're right. I'm sorry.
I am right.
Yes, you are. If this is what you need to feel good at night, you're absolutely correct.
There's no such thing as matter existing at the quantum level.
That you know of.
No, that anybody knows of. If you can show me one particle that has matter and mass that exists at the quantum level, you will get like $100 million from the Nobel Prize. Like, you will win awards. Please name the particle that is matter that exists at the quantum level. Name it. I'll look at whatever you want to show me.
So when I drop in the chat, I'm dropping the chat, but I'll be clear about this.
Do it.
Stop talking. I heard you. What I'm saying is this. I agree with what you read because that is basic relativity. We don't stop there in science. We go beyond that. So I'm going to drop something in the chat. I want you to read it in full, then come back to me.
I can't wait to see it.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, go read that.
Just go get a glizzy, bro.
Go read that, bro.
You're a Dominican Jew, bro.
So what I learned was, when you asked me if you have knowledge without information, I should have said no. And what you learned was information is not knowledge and not.
No, that's not what I learned.
I tried to give you. I gave you grace.
You got no bridge to walk.
It's not about being right.
You got no bridge to walk. You're trying to find order with God. You have to pray about. There's no such thing as knowledge without information. There's no such thing as energy as matter without energy. Period. Point blank. Period.
All right, I'm about to drop dark matter. Can you explain to me what dark matter is, Dr. Tickler?
Uh-oh.
Third time.
You think dark matter is a type of matter?
I don't think anything. I don't know. I'm asking you. I don't think anything. I'm asking you.
I honestly don't know what dark matter is.
So it's matter that one we can't even detect but know exists. And wait,
dark matter has energy.
What type of energy is it?
That's beyond my. I'm not a physicist, but I know dark matter has energy. If you want to show me it doesn't, I can't do this. We can just take this. Are you trying to make the argument that dark matter doesn't have energy? Is that what you're saying?
Again, we know dark matter exists. You can ask the question and go answer yourself. You want me to answer?
No, go ahead.
We know dark matter is invisible, correct?
Dark matter is undetectable, but it is measurable.
How do we measure it?
I got to go back to the research.
No. I know actually we do measure. I don't know what it was. Right? We can agree that it's no light or energy, correct?
I don't know. I don't think so.
You just said it has energy.
I said I don't think so.
Why you
Jacob, with you.
Okay. Wait, no, I'm not. Hey,
No.
Dr. Tillman, I'm not like you and everybody else. I'm not trying to get you.
I'm trying to talk without Jacob interrupting.
I'm not saying you can't.
I'm just trying to respond when you can hear me. I don't think you'll hear me when Jacob's doing that long time. So again, I am saying that matter whether it is detectable, measurable from human perspective or not, there's no such thing as matter without energy. You're talking about dark matter now. I'm trying to clarify your argument. Are you making the argument that dark matter is matter that does not have energy?
I'm making an argument the same one I made before when I just said we don't know. We do know dark matter is completely invisible. We cannot. We know it doesn't emit nor light or energy, and it's hard to detect. We have what we think are non-conventional sensor detectors, right? But still can't quantify it as what. If it is energy, what does it do? How does it? Because we know energy has action, right? We think dark matter is what holds the universe together or maybe pushes it apart, right? We don't know. I claim I don't know. I don't know.
What is dark energy if dark
matter?
Have you never heard the concept of dark energy?
I haven't. Sorry.
Okay, so dark energy makes up for 95% of the known energy in the universe, and it would be associated with dark matter.
You mean dark matter?
I'm distinguishing two different things.
I'm saying the definition you just gave is what I learned is dark matter. You're calling it dark energy.
No, dark matter and dark energy are two separate things that, much like matter and energy, are indistinguishable from each other because they're measured at the same level. So dark matter and dark energy together make up 90% of the total mass of the universe.
Oh, so you mean so that thing that pushes us apart, that pushes the universe apart?
That is energy. That is energy. And it correlated that same energy with the amount of dark matter that they know exists. So they can.
Got you. What physics are you using to explain that or to describe that?
Bro, I'm not a physicist. I'm just telling you what I know.
That's clear. I'm just trying to figure out what you're using to say that, though. Is what I'm saying. Like, wait, is it particle physics?
I mean, that's not at the. I assume that's probably something they've determined at the particle level. So probably.
I got you. So that's my step. It's not. You can't explain dark energy, what you described, or dark matter using standard particles. If we could, right, then we could be able to explain where we come from, right, and how things came to. But you're doing it. No, you have not. You're doing it.
I talked to you, and I listened to you, and I responded to you.
We both did the same.
No, we did. I waited for you to land, and I was trying to respond.
Go ahead.
So again, the argument I'm making is that there's no matter without energy. You are leaning on an unknown to make an argument that you have nothing to support. Your position is literally unprovable. It's like saying there's God. Okay, that's what you want to believe. If you want to believe that matter exists with no energy associated with it, you can believe that. But there's certainly no evidence.
That would be the law of thermodynamics.
There's no evidence. There's no evidence. Yes, there's no evidence of matter existing that is not. None. Zero. None. You bringing up dark matter does not disprove that matter exists.
Let me tell you why I brought up dark matter. Again, you don't know enough about this point. Not me.
No, that's the Dunning-Kruger in you. I have already.
No, you had to look it up.
That's the Dunning-Kruger in you. I'm looking it up. Yes, haven't I looked it up? It's not for the color. Having to look something up, you are not this. Having to hold on. That's unbelievable. This is really way to thinking. I mean, if you made a claim that when you're saying it's like I think you just that. What claim is that? It's the same as claiming you know. You said it's the same as claiming you know God. Exactly. That is false. So that's what you're paying. We can do that one later. I'll drop that just to avoid doing it. Just to avoid doing a God talk. I want to go ahead and finish what you said about it. I don't want to do that single dumb clubhouse today. You want to believe whatever math? Exactly. The argument I make is that there's no evidence of matter exists.
No, go back to the Dunning-Kruger thing you said.
The Dunning-Kruger issue is you believe that there's virtually talking from your own recall. I don't. I think that actually is a measurement of ego more than it is a measurement of knowledge or the humility required to arrive at accurate knowledge. So when I look something up to verify that my claims are not just bias-driven, you using that as an argument for my ineptitude is actually the point I'm trying to make about why you're so wrong.
Gotcha. Can I argue that for a second? Just 1 second.
You're
Can I argue that one
overconfident
second?
in your.
You looked it up,
You know
which means
enough.
you don't have the expertise, correct?
You don't have that expertise either. You're violating the laws of thermodynamics.
Wait, who doesn't know the law of thermodynamics?
You
did.
do.
You
You
violated
that
the-
matter.
you violated the
that
first
energy.
step there. Violated the
Again,
It's not like that.
listen to what I'm saying.
He's not doing
There's
any
something
better.
in the universe,
Yeah, but the
right?
difference is I'm humble enough to not, when I don't know, I don't know.
Don't use
I know I don't know.
your name. Don't use
Corey doesn't know when he doesn't know.
I'm telling you,
Corey's been doing good too. Look, y'all both doing good, bro. Just have a conversation.
right? It has to always lead to somebody calling somebody a name.
Y'all both
Listen to
doing
what I'm
good,
saying.
bro. Y'all both doing great. Just have a conversation.
Right, because I began, in my conversation with those scientists, it was about what we do not know. There is something that exists in this universe, right? Right? That is it's a force in the universe, right? That is doing something, right? We call it dark matter. We know it's there, right? We see it with we can't see it with the conventional means, right? So what I said was, we don't know about that matter and what energy it is, right? There's matter there that we can't even explain. That's what I said from the beginning. You looked up and said, no, it is this. Again, that's old news.
Matter. We do know it's matter.
I agree with you.
Okay.
What energy is it? What energy is
We
it?
don't know what kind of energy is. We do know there's energy. That's called dark energy. In the same way that we know there's matter that we don't know how to identify, so we call it dark matter.
Like what? Like what?
It's dark matter. Like what? It wouldn't be dark matter.
No, sir. You said just like we know there's matter that we can't besides dark matter. What's the other thing?
Just like we know that there's matter that we can identify and we call it dark matter, we know there's energy that we can identify and we call it dark energy. And we have measured the universe's reality and determined that those two things are associated with each other in the same way that matter and energy is. They are exotic materials. But it does not change. It does not change the argument that matter is energy.
Cool. This is my last question. I'm done. Do all scientists agree with what you just said?
I don't know, man. There's scientists who don't think global warming is real.
No, don't do that. We're not talking about that. We can prove global
Well,
warming.
it's certainly a general consensus.
Don't do that.
Certainly a general.
Don't do that.
Certainly
I'm not talking about global warming. I'm talking about this year.
There's certainly a general consensus that matter is literally made up of energy, and there's no such thing as matter that doesn't have energy. That is.
I agree with the first part, not the second.
So you believe that there? Okay, find me a credible physicist that says there's matter that doesn't have energy. Please. I would be fascinated. I watch this stuff every night because I'm just a nerd about that. I love new stuff. They think they found. There's people who think they suspect that they found Dyson spheres on 3 stars. They're probably not Dyson spheres, but I like to think about it. So if you're telling me that there's a physicist out there that's found matter that doesn't have any energy, I definitely want to see. Take time.
Unlike the other people in this room, when I'm done, I'm done. Like, I'm done. Because that wasn't my point, but so, cool.
All black atheists are essentially house niggers. Just sorry.
Yeah, but you just said niggers. What are you asking that? You just said nigger. What are you like to do?
Essentially a house nigger.
Freaky ass nigga. That's what you are. Freaky ass
69 God.
man. 69 God.
No, but he didn't say he knew God. He said he knows God doesn't exist. That's what he said.
But what did you let people live for? I would never say no God exists.
What was his argument? I'm sorry.
Like, what's Corey said? What did you got to people live for? Why do you wake up every day and pray? But this is what it ties back. Like 80 years, and you're gonna die in a shallow grave, and then you're gonna the bugs are gonna eat your bones, and then that's it. Wait. This is what it tied back to because we were having a religious conversation, and somehow I don't remember what your original point was. You brought up the problem. You tried to make the magic science, and now it's all nonsense.
No.
I'm gonna tell you what they did. You mean philosophy? No, you tried to turn them into science. No, they specifically exchanged. It's tied to the lack of a father figure. So usually, it's not like it's not able. You think I know what I'm talking about? God. It's like people describe him as like a father, authoritative figure, and so you think all atheists still have that, Nathan? No, I'm talking about it in the black community, bro. You think I don't have a dad because of the
data shows
I'm not saying all. I'm just saying the majority, bro.
Well, why you look at the atheists? So why are you saying that about me?
No, Nathan, why is that when you don't have the data?
Listen. You can be an outlier, Dr. Articulate.
Your thing is out of your ass.
No, this isn't. I'm just saying that if it doesn't apply to you, you're just an outlier. You one of the strange.
Wait. You think most black Christians have father figures? That's what you think.
Right. No, okay. Why? That's a non sequitur. The point is, it's very clear about atheistic men. Most atheistic men either didn't have a father or have a huge problem or had abusive fatherly figure relationships. That is
They always display like they always like show when they go against authority as well too. That's one of the reasons. And listen, in Christianity, is like one of the premises that you have to submit yourself to God. And the atheists, they can never submit to stuff that the authority. That's why they like show like when they think that they don't go, they don't. And I'm gonna land right here. That comes from a lack of father, a lack of authority. There's a correlation between arrogance and not always, but there's we had this. I'm bringing it to you too, and another thing, and this is articulate. You write this too. There's like a correlation with autism, maybe.
Autism and a lot of things, including being a cool.
Yes, but atheism is one of them, and that's probably why you're an atheist, because you're autistic.
Nathan, that's why you don't believe racism is real, because you're autistic.
He just said, I think Nathan's point is that why are we separating evil? Evil is evil. No. My point when I talk about racism is because they try to accuse people like honest. I'm like,
that's the autism.
I'm
like,
if you hate your race and you think that you're superior, why would you be associated with black people all the day?
It's called a lack of hyperpolar about money.
Look, I'll be honest with myself. You know, really smart. Always pretty smart when I find really smart black men. Why? Because it's like you know that. Because I know the brothers. But if we're honest, historically, black men have never been looked at as intellectual people, right? If we're being honest, in America, black men have never been looked at as intellectual people, and it was always the whites, right? The whites were the ones that developed the framework and understanding of an atheistic, materialistic, nihilistic worldview being the view of the intellectual.
That's a fact.
And for me, that is their religion. Let me finish what I'm saying. That is their religion. That is their religion. That is their religion.
Oh, but Christianity.
So when I see black men become atheists, to me, that is a form of colonization that the intellectual whites have done to black people. Because guess what? The one thing black people have always had over white people was spirituality.
Oh my God.
The connection with the connection with the thing that the whites don't have. That's why the whites are out here destroying their own society. That's why the atheistic white is out here. Their birth rates are below replacement levels. That's why the whites are struggling out there. So it's very sad. Yo, articulate. Stop interrupting me. So it's very sad when I see it's very sad because I'm gonna interrupt you. I'm gonna interrupt you. Just remember, I'm gonna interrupt you. The same way you interrupt me, I'm gonna interrupt you.
Why you
I
guys
hope you know that.
let the man
So
finish?
the same. So that's what like it hurts because it's like all you're doing is you're running up under a slave master who created the system that's destroyed him. That's what you're doing.
Can I respond now?
How do you explain that? What?
Okay, so I just think I put it off there.
What is your mix?
The thing
How can you respond when you never listen? You never even
Right, just sitting there talking and shit. Fucking listen.
I listen to you, and then, you know what? The thing you guys don't notice I do, every time I'm debating you, I say back what you said so we can agree that I got the interpretation right. The argument you're making is that the increase of black people who are atheists and smart is an offshoot of colonization.
No, atheism is
No.
That's not the argument I made.
Being
You see,
smart.
I didn't say my problem.
Okay, what's wrong?
That's my problem.
You didn't say that. You did
second. We're just talking over. You got a minute. You got a minute. How much time do you talking over? How much time do you need for me to get more than 5 seconds talking to you? Right? Well, why don't you actually listen? You hear somebody's position. You stop fucking talking over them. Stop talking out. The reason why you're misinterpreting what I fucking said. I didn't misinterpret. You were talking the entire time I was talking. I misinterpreted. Go ahead, say it again. You fucking did. Say it again. It's very simple. It is a tragedy that you neglect, that fucking adopt this worldview that is destroying white people. It's not intellectual. It's the opposite. It's anti-intellectual. You are adopting their same framework. You are adopting their same framework because you think that that's the epitome of intelligence. No, it's not. No, so there's certainly a correlation between atheism. No, there is not. And it goes back no, there is not. Yes, there is. No, there is not. But King, there is not. No, there's not. I said, yo, no, like, no, there is not. Hold on. I want to hear it. Okay. Let me explain. No, there's not. I don't know what you're talking about. Let the doctor explain what this bag was. Yeah, I just love it. Explain what atheism is. Do it. I'm not a correlation between intelligence and king. That's retarded. Yes, typically the more we just already went over what is knowledge, and you agree with me that knowledge is measured in comparison to that. So it is the fact that the more information you have, the more able you are to ask any question your own. Okay, correct. That it's, what does that have to do with the side of the guard though? Well, the price of rice. Are you talking about? I'm trying to deal with before we go deep into God. I'm trying to deal with your race about black people. Yeah. Black people idolize atheism. Certain black people, it's almost like a religion. Like you have I'm stupid for not believing in the guy. No, but you're intellectual. You're lying on this stage in order to hold that false position. Everybody knows the first nation to not only have its own Bible, but to adopt Christianity as a whole was Ethiopia, who already had the Old Testament. Ethiopia already had the Old
He's correct, but ladies are not from Ethiopia.
It doesn't matter. The point is, if you're being intellectually honest about this, if you're being intellectually honest about this and taking in the entire history, you wouldn't have said that dumbass shit he just did. No, King, you just don't want to hear things you don't like. No, you want to parrot white people. You want to parrot white people. You want to parrot white people on this stage and act like you have your own thoughts. You don't. No, King, I want to express how I feel. That's why you didn't speak up. No. That's why you didn't speak up and say anything about Ethiopia. You started with some dumb shit talking about the way that the white king left your shit. The white king took your book. They took your shit and brought it to you in a different form. And now you sit here and act like that's the form of colonization. Fuck out of here. Are you afraid of hearing me? Bro, we've been hearing you all fucking day. I've got you've been everybody all fucking day. Now you mad because somebody else is doing it to you. And I warned you I was gonna do it. I didn't do it, man. I didn't do this. Yes, you did. Yes, you fucking did. You did it to me too. And fight through it, nigga. Now you gotta fight. I wanted to have a conversation, but you wanted to ankle bite and then misrepresent the CTO 25-7 point.
He is not a coward.
No, they know I'm not a coward.
Excuse me?
Listen, articulate.
You've been talking.
Articulate. This is very articulate. This is very simple. you back channel news.
No, I don't want to back channel.
Okay, so then don't call me a coward, because I'll show you who's a coward in real life.
You've not earned that right.
I will show you who's a coward in real life.
You're a coward. You're an intellectual coward.
Okay,
You're
cool.
me up because you're
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah, exactly. You better have that
Everything gotta come down to violence.
Right. Well, I just want to say like that's right.
I just would like to talk to you about it. I'm trying to talk to you too, but you sir, don't like and get somebody did this angle like you heard some.
Settle down, Eddie. Settle down. That's not me doing that, but I'm glad whoever's doing that.
Like a woozy girlfriend. Fight through it. Like a fight through it. I'm not concrete. It's not that important. Stop throwing out that important. Fight through it.
Let's get it under control again. All right. Dr. Autism was about to explain the correlation between intelligence and ageism. I was dying to hear that. And I don't want to.
Yeah, wait, but just so we're all on the same page, can you please still man King's argument so we don't have to get bogged down on that again?
No, let's get another
random word.
No, we want to hear about it.
I talked about that. Still man his argument.
What?
So I want to hear it. I already know what he's talking about.
Did you tell me to shut the fuck up?
Yeah, it's very good. Why? Because it's just derailed. Not you. I didn't tell you. I told you.
They walk up the same thing. It's just like the old grenade and run away.
You have to do
the
bro. Anyway, the more
tell us the correlation between intelligence and ageism.
I'm gonna say what I want to say. If you don't want to hear it, I can just talk.
Dr. Autism, you told us there was a correlation.
I am going to say what I plan on saying. I'm going to say that.
That's literally the only interesting thing I've heard all day in this room.
Well, I would have already done it, but now okay, shut up. I'm still trying to do it. I've been trying to do it for 10 minutes now. Do you want to yell at me like King did for 20 minutes, or do you two have the, or do you maybe have the ability to explain and then shut the fuck up? I would love the more education a person receives, the more likely they are to become atheists. Non-belief also increases with intelligence and income. Residents of more educated countries see religion as less important in their daily lives. So throughout humanity, across humanity as it is measured, there is always a direct correlation with people who are educated and people who don't believe in magic. The less you know about your objective reality, the more you are to make subjective explanations for the reality in which you would live. That is not controversial. Anybody want to? That's wrong. Yeah, this one.
The more educated the country is, the more atheist it is, the more country is, the more it is.
But that's not on fire right now. You want to point to your land. That's
Can you name me one country that
barely produces anything that it makes?
He wasn't talking about country, he was talking about individuals.
No, he said
it was Congress.
He made this statement. Oh my God, I can easily explain it if all of you shut up. You can. I heard exactly what you said. Why don't you tell us an atheist country? Tell us an atheist or damn near atheistic country that's doing better. That was not my argument. That was not my argument. China. That is your argument. Because you add up individuals. That is your argument. Because if you add up individuals, we should have an outcome based off the shit you just said. No, if you add up individuals that are from an atheistic country, you should be able to measure the things that they out.
This isn't the point I was
based off of what you just said.
I'm telling you that's not the point.
And this is why y'all got to
don't want to hear the point I was making, King.
This is exactly what I'm talking about. As y'all were saying, these atheists don't have a leg to fucking stand on. They don't. There's not one society they can afford to. There's not one society with the foundation that they're actually doing better than anyone. There's not one society.
King, you're just
not one
information, bro.
There's not one. There's not one society.
Let me ask you a question. You know why I didn't have a growth. Just let me
United States motto, "In God We Trust." Dr.
To fight the communists.
Yeah. Exactly. And you know who's the biggest atheist communist country? The Soviet Union. Correct. And you know who they lost to? The United States.
Correct. All right. Yep. That makes sense. Great.
Wait. Let me just land.
Yeah, that makes sense.
What you mad about?
I'm not mad. I'm just
wait,
your house.
Honestly, I think I have to say that I think you missed the point of the doctor's point. Like, you are the country first.
Why the Eisenhower? Wait.
Yeah, okay.
Why the Eisenhower? That was crazy. One second. Why the Eisenhower made the American motto, "In God We Trust," and it helped destroy the Soviet Union, which was an atheist country. They hate religion. They destroyed the churches. He only came back after that. And then you look at it, tell me now it has a correlation. Wait a second.
And China has become a world power as an atheist country.
No, don't do that. China is over. The only reason China is
their God is the Federal Reserve. That's
the only reason.
I know. Give me 20 seconds.
Stop adopting all of that communist shit. The only reason China became anything was because of that. Is true.
I know. I'm just trying to bring a little bit of an there.
I want to
hear Doctor articulate one thing, which is whatever. One thing they said I think is worth looking back on from a white doctor. He said something, and I'm gonna mischaracterize it. So I'm gonna pass it to you. Because something you said that was interesting.
All you do is you don't have to follow up after they shit master talk. All you do is say shit master talk. You're not listening, bro. You're not listening. Be like the whites. They don't be like that, bro. You don't have to be them. I don't care what you're saying. Intellectual, bro. Yeah. I didn't say you could intellectual, man. You don't have to adopt. You don't have to adopt. Nigga, you're just trying to. You don't have to adopt the whole time. Literally, the ideologies that are destroying them now. King, why are you not letting anybody talk? It's so weird, bro. You can let that shit go. Do you want to be someone that I enjoy talking to? Do you want to be someone I enjoy talking to or someone I never talk to? Go ahead. No, I swear to God, I'll never talk to you. Go ahead, bro. All right, bro. Go ahead. So shut the fuck up, bro. No, bro. You're not going to talk to me. I'm not done talking now, nigga. I'm not done talking now, nigga. Bitch ass nigga. I don't give a fuck if you talk to me, nigga. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, I'm not. We're not having any more fun convo. We're not having any more fun convo. Nobody. No, I'm just going to troll you. You're going to be trolled from here on out. Running up on the white people, thinking you have to be to actually be intellectual. They're trying to be on this thing, acting like we give a fuck. That's what you have to say. Corey already backed you the fuck up. Corey's dumb, too. Fuck you talking about? Corey's bitch ass nigga. You better know who the fuck you talking to. Talk to your mama like that, nigga. Go. Hey, listen, go get a relationship with your father. Forgive that nigga. Forgive him for being. Forgive your father, particularly. Forgive your father, bro. You need to go forgive your father. Forgive that nigga, man. He made a mistake. Forgive him. Forgive your dad, bro. I know you can forgive your dad. You're not. White people. Am I right? Shout out to Lo-Fi. All right, let's stop fighting. I love that.
Dr. Autism, can you hold on for a second, please? Let's be civil, man. Let's just. That big bitch nigga and the king. I've been respectful to the king. He won't shut up. He won't shut his dumb mouth and let other niggas talk. I don't give a shit.
Acting like a fucking house nigga.
White. White people. Am I right?
You are right. I've never heard anybody be silent in this room. You're right. I didn't think that was better.
are taking. No, I don't know. Like, at least call him by his actual name, even though it's a cop. Well, no, I mean, but this guy usually ad hominem. I mean, he had a good position on what he was saying. He said basically that people are constrained to their ideologies, so that their critical thinking is going to be able to be applied objectively to the realities, and they're going to be able to go further. Like, what is the problem with the point is, like, he's advocating these heretical atheism beliefs. No, I think he's advocating, like, why did you agree? What is the why am I wedding? Like, he was saying that advocate for intellectualism and atheism, and then toxic asking. No, I think there's a correlation. Correlation, whatever it is. Yes, there's a correlation between not believing magic. Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you the best scientist, when you second, tell me now a quick conversation. The best scientist in the world, Oppenheimer, Oppenheimer and Elder are atheists. They start believing. Do you know what I'm talking about when I reference the God particle? You gotta explain it. The God particle. You want me to explain it? You want to explain the God particle? So the God particle is a scientific theory. Let me just say, I'll summarize it. Please. They believe that Big Bang theory happened because God created the God particle, and that particle made all the matter in the world, because matter is made around the world, and all of us are made from matter and other things and stuff like that. And it's made by Leon Letterman, which, by the way, he was an atheist at the time, Jewish atheist, and he became a believer. Another one, Dick Teresi. So they believe in the God particle. Another one. So is this the appeal to authority thing again, or no? No, it's not an appeal to authority. I'm just trying to tell him that how atheists are so stupid in their belief, because they are founding fathers of atheism and other things. By the way, right, being atheist, that's a belief. Authority, right? That's not what the God particle is. Yeah. I was in 2012, Higgs boson. Let me just finish, my God. Okay, but it has nothing to do with Oppenheimer. Let me just finish. You can talk for a while. You're using something that you're using. The God particle was from 2012. You guys, like, yeah, you can repeat that afterward. But all you atheists, it's not refuting. Was this a question? You said it was a conversation. Are we having a conversation right now? I'm trying to have a conversation with you. So you have to let me talk, right? Or is it a conversation if I need to say? You gotta keep talking. You have to land. How much time do you need? Because like 15 seconds, my brother. Please. Thank you. So, the God particle, that's what I was telling you about, is a science theory, right? And it's by Leon Letterman and Dick Teresi. And it says that God, when the particle, the Big Bang happened, it happened because of a God particle. That's my question to you. I'm done. Okay, Leon Letterman, the writer of the book The God Particle, died an atheist. He did not convert to any religious belief system in terms of God or magic. In fact, he didn't even name the Higgs boson. That was correct. You said that it was discovered in 2012 in the Large Hadron Collider. They don't call it the God particle to say that they believe in God. They call it the God particle because they believe it's responsible for all matter that comes after it. There's no belief in people who talk about the Higgs boson that there's a person behind the God particle. And if you think there is, I'd love for you to see it. You can show me it. I haven't seen that. Is that a sufficient response for you? That's an excellent response. That is concise. But
I was trying to say that the whole time, that you were just making that up.
Can you stop talking? Like, if you want to talk, go ahead and talk.
Well, it would have saved us. It would have saved us a few minutes. But
no, it wouldn't, because you keep cutting people off. If someone can't get a sentence through, it doesn't help.
Well, they're making something up out of thin air.
No, he gives you the floor, bro. Just go ahead and go. Go ahead, DG.
No, it's too late. Dr. already did it. Everything. Sure. Sure. The God particle. I mean, again, Doctor already said it perfectly. The God particle is not a proclamation that God created a particle. It was an explanation that it's a particle that helped create other particles, and it was not from Oppenheimer. It was from 2012, Higgs boson. I was trying to say that the whole time. You were trying to date it back to like the 50s or some shit. It was from 2012.
Is that all you tried to say the whole time when you're connecting people?
Yes, that's what I kept trying to say.
So we're basically just saying you're wrong. Everything you said was wrong.
And it's not even a matter of debate. That's the historical fact.
I don't want to go to people at the one time, but all I'm trying to say is that with you atheists, and I want to ask this, Dr. Articulate, the next question. You're going to live your whole life, and you believe that once you die, you turn into dust, the roaches eat you, the bugs eat you, and everything else like that. There's nothing in the afterlife. Yeah, you're like your maggot food. That's the question I want to ask Dr. Articulate. So you really believe like this? Let me finalize my question, please, brother. So you really believe in your entire life as an atheist, because you clearly believe you're superior with your intellect and everything else like that?
I just think I'm better than this room. That's not superior. I think I have a baseline level of understanding.
Okay.
General scientific principles. I'm not an ignorant person. That doesn't mean I'm superior. I'm just not ignorant.
My bad.
Yes, he's absolutely right. He's better than everybody in the room except for
Let me just ask my question. My God, my brothers, please.
Well, we haven't had that problem yet, so go ahead and determine the ultimate smarty in this room. We have to have
wait a second. Forget the
one
intellect.
There can be only one, and I think it's the black one on my side. I think the black one's winning.
Let me just finish.
When you're explaining, you're losing.
You guys,
that's a good one.
Someone, please, my brother, let me just ask my question. So you believe in
you're
life?
smarter than me.
Wait.
This shit is so funny, bro.
I just want to ask the question. So you believe at the end of the day, you're just gonna go into dust and go where? Nowhere?
Can you ask me what I believe without a leading question?
It's
like
not
you don't
a
know
leading question. I'm just asking. I want to know what you atheists believe, because fundamentally,
you're asking me what I believe, right?
Believe. Yeah, I'm asking what you believe. That's it.
You're just teasing the animals now.
All right. Is it my turn to go yet?
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah. So as far as what happens to us after death,
I was going to say that I was just reading about China because I'm curious about this. Before they had the one-child rule, which then got relaxed to 2 children, and now China is pushing for 3 children a family because their birth rate has shrunk so much that they're panicked on their economy, that they'll have too many older people that can't work and younger people not born to take care of the workforce. So, but I was trying to find the statistics pre-communism, what the birth rate was there before it got limited. But now they're kind of eating their own words on the limiting the birth rate, then they're begging people to have kids there.
Can you give any kind of an educated guess about how long it might be before some kind of cure is found?
Again, it's very difficult to do that. I can tell you that there are some agents that clearly have been shown to suppress the replication of the virus. This is a very unique virus because even if you block its ability to replicate, it also has the unique ability to hide or live within the cells, such that you might suppress its multiplication, but you might not ever be able to completely rid
solve
the
that problem
body
with
of the
immigration.
virus unless
You
perhaps
cannot just
the
find
body's
all
own
the
defenses
random
come in
people
and do
from all
that.
over the world and
And you
enforce
give
them. I don't
any
even
kind of
think,
an educated
I think
guess
suspect
about
that
how long
above a
it
certain
might be
percentage,
before
that's
some
just
kind
like
of
completely
cure
unstable.
is found.
Again, it's very difficult
If you try to
do
import
that.
like
I can
20%
tell you
of
that
your
there are some
population
agents
every
that
year or
clearly have
something
been
like that,
shown
it's
to
not going to
suppress
work.
the replication of the virus. This is a very
So
unique
the thing
virus
that's
because
very
even if you
clear
block its ability to
is the
replicate, it
countries,
also has the unique
because
ability.
of xenophobia or nationalism or whatever you want to chalk it up to, that have falling birth rates but don't want to have immigrants, are having a really, really rough economic time, because if you have a lot of old people and not a lot of workers, you have an imbalance in your economy that really, really sucks. And it leads to contraction, and it leads to old people not being taken care of, young people carrying too much burden, and a very, very dysfunctional economy, which is one of the reasons why places like the U.S. need to keep immigration relatively high, so that we can at least keep track with the number of people we need to keep the economy moving.
Can you illustrate that, Aaron? Illustrate it with other countries. Can you illustrate that with other countries?
Yeah, Italy would be a really good example of a very xenophobic country that has an aging population and an economy that's kind of a basket case. Do you need more than that?
No, I'm just curious. I know Saudi and the Emirates, they have very young populations. Like 70% is under 30 years old in Saudi. So I was just curious, populations where it's majority young, and I don't believe they have a strong immigration program there.
That's the complete opposite of what I was saying, Abby. I wasn't saying countries that are very young need more immigration. I was saying countries that are very old need more immigration. Like, having a very young population has a different set of problems that I didn't talk about at all.
And Japan, which has an old
Japan is another country that has a problem, that we're also it's a very xenophobic country that doesn't allow for a lot of immigration.
Xenophobes!
And they have demographic imbalance that has led to a lot of problems. I mean, I don't know if you've looked at the yen lately, but the yen's trading at like 150, which is super low. I mean, it traditionally was, you sort of thought of the yen as being 100 yen to $1. It's now 50% below that. And part of that has to do with their economy just can't keep up because they have such demographic imbalance.
So I was slightly different take than
you can import, like that importing people, so our immigrant population isn't necessarily boosting our birth rate. It's still declining. So importing people in here is generally, if you're looking to, increase the population, you're not going to get that with just importing people who then turn around and don't have children. Do you know what I mean? You can't force them to come in here and breed like lab rats.
I can tell you, I live in Australia and we have an extremely high immigration rate. We have it's extreme, and it is causing some problems a little bit. But generally speaking, it's not causing extreme ethnic tensions, even though it is an exceptionally high immigration rate.
which is what Japan's doing. As I said before, sure, Japan's having economic, it's a challenge, but they are still a tremendously prosperous and successful economy, and I actually think that they're fine.
So I have a slightly different take than Your Honor, because I don't know that the problem is that I would call Japan an extremely xenophobic country, but it is a country that is very difficult to integrate in Japan. It's very difficult to integrate in Switzerland as well. There are many, and I think there are more countries like that, honestly, than there are countries that are open and anybody can move there, countries like the United States. So I would say actually the United States is just as much an outlier as Japan. And so I don't know that we can call them extreme. But very few countries can employ the strategy that the US has employed, and this is where I disagree with Your Honor. Very few of these countries can employ this strategy successfully. Japan cannot do it. English is the language of TV and movies and so on, and Japanese isn't. And it's a really huge amount of work to be able to use Japanese in a way that would be considered functional. Whereas in the United States, we're very accepting of a very basic level of English. Most languages are more like Japanese in that people expect you to be able to use the language really well if you're going to use it at all. And that's the way most countries are. So in the US, we have a unique strategy. We can keep doing what Your Honor is talking about. We can keep importing people up to a point, although I think the supply of people is going to get smaller and smaller. All of those people are going to get more and more expensive, as it were. But I don't think we can look at these other countries, which, they aren't made the way the US is made. They can't do what the US can do. I don't think we can look at them and say they're extremely xenophobic or something like that, and that's why they just are not set up for it,
Yeah, look, I actually agree with pretty much everything you've just said, and Japan and a lot of other countries are xenophobic, and they can't.
Michael, let's let Your Honor respond to Jason. I think that would be a more interesting route for the discussion.
Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we're just going to have to agree to disagree on Japan being a xenophobic country. I mean, it's one of the only other places in the world that has a one-drop rule, for example. They're not particularly, they're friendly to outside visitors, but as far as integration into Japanese society, it's sort of famously an insular society. But, we can agree on that.
Can I ask Your Honor to, at what point do you think culture has the right to kind of protect itself from, protect itself from outsiders, or not? When does it become xenophobic? What is that?
Well, protecting against outsiders is just sort of another word for xenophobia. So, you can decide whether you want to put the value judgment on it or not. Xenophobia basically means fear of the outsider or an aversion or stance opposed to them. So you can decide what your value judgment is on that or not. I tend to be someone who believes
Hope you wearing your best clothes. You can't bribe the door on your way to the sky. You look pretty good down here, but you ain't really good.
The Bible's just a restrictor. The Muslims have something similar too. You have a third grade understanding of the Bible. The Bible literally is in
it governs economics. It doesn't govern capitalism, right?
Yes,
Capitalism
that's true.
capitalism is a
Yes,
type
it
of
does.
economics.
Well, it does. It tells the Jews what they trade with and how they can lend money to and what they need to charge and
It
all
doesn't
that.
prove that. It informs the society's form of capitalism. It informs the society's form of capitalism.
Why do these atheists think they know more than us? They can't even figure out the monkey Mayflower.
I don't think Hefner's an atheist.
I'm definitely not an atheist.
Yeah, he's not an atheist.
Different theocracies have had different forms of economics. So, no, capitalism is not intimately defined as economics.
Do you believe in God?
It's a type of course. Of course, it's not a belief. There is a God. There's a knowledge. Now, you can lack
What God do you believe in?
There's only one supreme God. I understand God from the Kemetic or ancient.
Is it Allah or Jesus?
He said ancient Kemetic.
If in essence, God is truly unnameable.
No, hold on, bro, because I never moved the God conversation, bro.
Atheists couldn't figure out whether a monkey was across the Atlantic.
Hold on, real quick.
Wait a second.
I use the name never chair, but in essence, God has it.
Every time you ask an atheist, it's like an epic brain fart.
It's like, yeah, like it's like
I have a meaning if capitalism was in the religious category, he said no.
Please, my brother, 1 second.
It's not. Oh my God.
When I ask a God.
Okay, because if it's not in the religious, it has to be in the secular.
No, wait, that's not God. Okay, hold on. Hey, something. Yo, can you mute? Yo, Thompson, mute him.
Hey, bro.
Mute him.
You're going to kill us.
Toxic, mute something. Samoa.
Thank you.
Capitalism is a amoral environment for doing trade. What you do on top of capitalism, or the human beings that you install in that environment, they come with ideologies that paint the capitalism as something. Whether that's laissez-faire, whether that's mercantilism, whether that's corporatism, whether that's national socialism, because really mercantilism is national socialism, which is a form of state or state capitalism.
Are you sure about that? How do you know for sure?
Who said that?
So hold on, so then that's the question.
Mercantilism is national.
So real quick,
that's correct.
Wait a second.
You mean the Nazis were merchants?
So you just made my argument for me, right? Because you laid out all
capitalism is amoral.
Right.
Capitalism is amoral. It has no tie.
Amoral or immoral?
It has no tie to any ideology. It is the human beings that you install within the
It's not tied to Christianity?
Alright.
Excuse me.
Professor King, you're so smart.
I'm really trying to.
Jose, can you shut up?
So I just want to make sure that we understand this.
No, we are voices.
Hold on, so any
kick Zen out, bro.
Yeah,
no, kick King, he thinks he's so fucking smart.
Relax, bro.
Show ass up, nigga.
So every social construct
Tell him about the Angel.
That has no origin to God, can we define that as being secular?
Say it again?
Yeah, any social, just hold on. So any social construct, anything created within society, a group of people that just say, hey man, that's a good idea, let's rock with that. If it's not derived from God or spoken of by God, then it's secular by definition, bro.
No, well,
oh my goodness.
I get what you're getting at. This is where you got the people.
I get what you're getting
at. That's heretical people come from.
You want to remove God
with the bullshit.
There's
no way.
The concept, it's secular. That's just it. That's simple.
No, because what?
Well,
because for example, right?
It's not as easy.
I'll ask them.
It's not as easy to say.
Just give me a second. Just give me a second, King. Just give me a second, King. Guys. Where do you have your inalienable rights come from? Where do your inalienable rights come
Our Declaration of Independence, motherfucker.
I know that, but where do they come?
Our Declaration of Independence, motherfucker. Okay, everybody, this is Prayers of Reverend Nachman. It's so crazy. I should show up. Oh, yeah, I do show up. Okay, here we go. Eternal Companion, help us pour out our hearts to you honestly and sincerely. With these prayers as our guide, help us feel close to you, dear God. Life makes warriors of us all. To emerge the victors, we must arm ourselves with the most potent of weapons. That weapon is prayer. Actions, no place too far. First tell me this, is there some secluded spot in the vicinity where I can go to pray? Reb Nachman asked. He had just arrived in Breslov, the town whose name the Breslov movement has borne ever since. I know of a place that would be most suitable, the Chassid replied, but it's quite far from here. Far, the Rebbe exclaimed. What do you mean by far? Far from the mind or from the heart? Reb Nachman later taught, when your heart yearns, distance is no obstacle. In praise, my God, I work and I strive, never knowing if I will succeed. You and only you can give hope to my dreams. With your help I am spared wasted efforts. With your blessing all hardship I endure can bear fruit. You and only you are the key to success in all that I do. Courage to grow, Almighty God, source of all the energy of life. Without you I am helpless. Give me the courage, the physical drive, the emotional energy, and the spiritual will to risk in order to grow, to welcome every challenge as my life unfolds. Full life. O life of the world, grant me a full life, a life which may be considered long because it has been filled with right living, and considered rich because it has been filled with holy acts. Making ends meet, source of all sustenance, sustain me nowadays, or even living simply, working only to acquire life's most basic necessities demands so much. In the black, help me see my way out of this monstrous tangle of debts, the inevitable outlay for my children's needs, those overwhelming expenses and bills, those inescapable medical expenditures, but most of all, dear God, help me keep my account with you in the black. Body and soul, Holy One, grant me the strength to cast off the spiritual sluggishness and indifference which encumber my body. Let my body, together with my soul, soar ever closer to you. Teaching by being, dear God, teach me to embody those ideals I would want my children to learn from me. Let me communicate with my children wisely in ways that will draw their hearts to kindness, to decency, and to true wisdom. Dear God, let me pass on to my children only the good. Let them find in me the values and the behavior I hope to see in them. Wholeness and well-being, God of wholeness, God of healing. Envelop us with wholeness and well-being. Heal us in body and soul. Let all the elements of our bodies work together in perfect symmetry and in peaceful harmony. Remove every trace of illness, every hint of infirmity. Send healing which you alone can bring. Sincerity, O you who are infinitely deep, yet also profoundly simple. Help me walk this simple path. Free me from any facade of sophistication, which will only hinder my endless quest to come closer to you. Help me live my life with faith, with sincerity, and with perfect simplicity. Giving, my God, help me become a giver. Help me give and go on giving. You've called on us to be charitable. Show me how. Show me how to give with a pure heart, with an open heart, with a heart filled with joy, and lead me to those who are truly deserving, for giving is so holy an act. Help me find the truly needy and help them find me. True nourishment, dear God, teach me to eat right and to eat for the right reasons. Keep me from eating the wrong foods and from eating more than I should. Let all that I eat nourish me, never weaken or harm me. Let the food I ingest create a perfect balance within me, in my body, mind, and soul. Gaining perspective. Dear God, I need your guidance. bring perspective to my life. For the meaningless allures of this world control me. Let me see beyond the coarse requirements of my daily subsistence. Let me bask in that which is truly precious in the beauty of my relationship with you, dear God. Working to live, though I have no choice but to work to support myself and those who depend on me. Let my job never dominate my life and psyche. Let me never be so caught up in the pursuit of my livelihood that I stoop to dishonesty in order to get ahead. Let me make no transaction without recognizing that any measure of success I might find, I can come only from you.